What's up, YouTube? I'm here with another install video. Haven't done one in a while, but today we get to install the D&N air filter and the Power Commander 5 dyno jet. That's what we're looking at right there. And of course, we are installing on my 2018 Kawasaki Vulcan S 650. Pretty interesting install because literally I'm going to be removing the whole gas tank and pretty much everything on each side for the hookup of the Power Commander. Just to give you a look at how the Power Commander comes in the box. Comes in this box. I bought it from Cycle Gear. Here's the actual Power Commander itself. That's the Power Commander, and literally this is all the connections that I have for our particular bike. Also in the box, you get your USB cable. They give you instructions. On how to actually install the whole Power Commander for your bike. As you can see right there. Detailed instructions to y'all. Everything's in detail and tells you what we got to take off and everything. This paper right here is information on the mapping to install the different maps onto the bike. So all that right here is the information for that. And basically just a product registration, some stickers and stuff in there. Now, I've already priorly installed the map for the Two Brothers exhaust that they already have for the Power Commander 5 for our bike. They only have 3 maps. I think it was the stock map with the stock exhaust. I think I saw a 2017 map for it with the stock exhaust, and then the Two Brothers exhaust map with the stock air filter. But like you see, I don't have a stock. I'm taking the stock air filter off. I am planning on going to actually get the bike probably within 2 to 3 weeks. Actually try to go ahead and get it dyno tuned. But I'm gonna go ahead and install this, get all this on there first. When I take it, one thing I have to do is dyno tune the bike. I also, prior to that, I kind of already printed out the instructions prior to that to read and get an idea of what's going on when it comes to the Power Commander. I also printed out the instructions for stuff just as far as other things on the bike that I'm gonna have to take off too, like the instructions to take off the tank, the instructions to take off everything under the tank and everything, help me through the process. I also have that printed out too, just to keep an eye on while I'm going through the process. Key thing to let you know about the Power Commander software, it does not work with MacBooks. I tried to upload it to my MacBook Pro, it didn't work. I literally had to go to my computer. It only works for Windows software. So just to let you know that you need a Windows software in order to upload the software to put the maps, different maps on the Power Commander. So I've already probably opened it up and put the Two Brothers exhaust map on it because I don't have a laptop. As far as Windows computer, I only have a desktop for Windows. So I thought that was pretty weird that Power Commander didn't work with MacBooks as far as their software. But besides that, I'm gonna go ahead and get my camera set up. And the one thing I saw about this whole Power Commander install, I don't see anybody going into real detail about the Power Commander and the whole install. So what I'm planning on doing, I'm gonna give you all as much detailed information on taking off everything on the bike I'm gonna have to do. And also, once the Power Commander is installed, for the next week or so, I'm gonna actually do different tests, see if I'm getting better fuel mileage, to see if anything's changed. I know in first and second gear on these bikes, very twitchy throttle. Going to see if the throttle smoothens out. Not really looking for all that and seeing the horsepower There's a chance it might be. We'll see. I'll let you know if I get a little, feel like there's a little more horsepower, whatever, tick off. Overall, I want to do see if the overall performance of this power commander makes a difference, because online it's kind of up and down. Nobody really gives specifics, but I'm gonna give specifics for our bike. If there really a big difference, even after I get the tune, was there a bigger difference in the tune than with me just putting this on and driving with it on? So let me get my camera set up on my little microphone pole over there. And like I say, my little setup I use is basically this, you know, a little microphone pole, and I put my RAM out on there and kind of use that as a little setup. Like I say, y'all, I just want to make this as best just to inform y'all so we continue to help each other out with this bike and on things we want to do. So let me go ahead and get ready. Oh, another also thing, I'm going to probably use the toolkit under the seat to take off most of all this stuff, because if y'all don't know, our toolkit is literally has every Allen wrench for every piece of bolt and everything on this whole bike. So let me get ready to do that, and I'll be back. Okay, y'all, literally, I'm just about to try to basically take off all this main stuff on the bike first. So we're going to do that first. If anybody's wondering what this cable right here is, this cable is actually for my heated glove with the side of it. Right here it has some hot wire heated gloves I bought from Cycle Gear also. And basically what they do is they plug into the tender down here at the bottom of the bike. And I just ran the wire up through my seat, and I run up out of my seat, and then I run it into my sleeves for my gloves. I mean for my jacket, put it in my sleeves for my jacket, and plug the gloves off. You got 3 settings: high, low, and medium. They work fabulous. When I'm riding, I rode in 20-degree weather, 30-degree weather, and my hands feel great with these gloves on. They're thick, insulated. Like I say, got a little bit of pad protection and everything. So that's basically what these 2 cables are here for. Grab a tool bag. As y'all can see, everything you need for the whole bike is inside of our toolkit. So I'm going to use these Allens right here so I can take off all the covers and stuff on the bike. I don't know about anybody like me, but I hate taking this cover off, especially on a regular day. And then on this side, make it like this, and this. I'm actually going to put this to the side. I have my push button switch on here for my lights. So I don't want to take that off and just put it to the side. gonna start removing stuff for the actual tank. Okay, start to move things for the actual tank. We're gonna start right here with the ignition cover. The ones on the side are a little bit longer, so just remember that, than the ones that's on the actual top. Tops are short, sides are longer. That just pops up. Now we're actually going to start removing the tank. You got 2 bolts here, and you have another bolt right here. It's going to be a 10 millimeter socket. I always like to loosen things with my hands the rest of the way just to try to help avoid from dropping a nut or a bolt or something. The one on the back looks like that, so we know that one looks like that. Next we're going to disconnect the fuel pump lead and the actual 2 fuel wires that's that comes right down at the bottom of my bike down here. So okay, but I want to make sure I show you how the cable that you need to connect next. This right here is the fuel pump cable. It's located right next to this little white cable to help you find it. Disconnect this next. Then over here, the 2 fuel drain lines that run down the bike. We're going to disconnect these 2 next. It looks like it's sitting on a little bracket. So try to see if I can just take it off this bracket clip. Yep. I'm trying to get it out here, so and that way I can see how to take it off. All of this. Okay, I see that top now. Okay. Get your screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, and just kind of pop that up, and it pops right off. All right. 2 drain hoses. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to mark them, one with a piece of tape, so that I know that one was the first one that needs to go in. I don't want to get them confused putting it back in. So I know this one needs to go in the first hole. And it's a pretty tight squeeze up in there, not even gonna lie. They do have this little wire on it that I can't see. I was a little tough to get them off there. Which is funny, I don't feel it on a sec. the other one. That's kind of, so that's these two cables off. This next part is trying to take the tank off. Trying to like we got the best angle as possible to see how we're gonna move this tank. If you see right inside of here, right there, where you see that little red tab, and this little silver holes like going into it. Right there, we have to disconnect that. That is basically the fuel going into the line to the engine. So right there with that red tab is that we should be able to stick a screwdriver in there and just remove it out of there. I try to get the camera this close so y'all can get an idea of me doing that. Okay, y'all, so basically it's right there. So just to be safe, I'm gonna try to get a cloth in there too once I do this, but I'm basically gonna try to get this screwdriver in here. Pull this up. Just like that. And then I'm gonna just slowly pull this out. Just like that. Yeah, of course we're gonna have a little fuel leak out, so I'm gonna set the bit down for a second. I got like a little bag that I'm trying to wrap around this, like this, for the fuel. Then we're gonna try to pick the fuel off the tank. Yeah, now that we got that disconnected, the tank basically just lift right up. And I actually have that little fuel line up underneath. You probably can't see my arm, but I can cut out a piece of paper to cover the fuel up. As you can see, I set it over here. I kind of set it on this thing so the fuel will be going back because the fuel is still in the tank. I tried to drive it low before I did this throughout the week, but I didn't pump the fuel out. They do recommend that you do if you can pump the fuel out. I'll put a bag over this, which is the outlet. And I just want to check to see if there's no fuel leak out. Alright, so now we're going to check out the ECU. Two screws, take out the bracket, pop the ECU out. Okay, now we're going to get to the air filter. Remove the ECU right here. We'll take this off. Take this right out. We gotta take this out. Just remove it from the bracket. I'm gonna take the bracket out now. Okay, I found this is basically gonna be 8mm to move 2 brackets down here in this area. I'm trying to loosen up this ECU. And before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and plug this. I don't want this to really get damaged. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws. Take the airbox off. Okay, make sure this right off with it. There we go. Airbox is off, y'all. Okay. This right here is the old filter. There's a screw. Make sure I can see the screw. But there is a screw right here in the middle. Take that screw out. And that's how the one I just took out was kind of look. It's getting there, but not too bad. But I just did it in. That's our new one. So that's the one we're going to install back in here. I'll stick it back in here so y'all can see. Just like so. Fits pretty good. Like I say, I could not find a K&N air filter. The only one I found was DNA. DNA. I'm sorry. Put that in. We're going to screw this back down. Nice and snug. And that's it. Okay, y'all, we back for the power commander assembly. But what I had to go ahead and do, I had to take the airbox back off because there's actually 2 cables that are up underneath the airbox that we have to replace also. Like I said, there's a lot of connection on the power commander. So I went ahead and took it back off. Y'all have to worry watching that. But what I'm going to have to do is take the air box off. There's a bolt over here on this side of the airbox. Let's see if I can show you real quick. You can see the bolt. Talking about. That bolt right there. It is seems like it's going to be another 8mm to get it off. And there's also 2 hoses. There's like basically a hose like almost connecting right here. And then there's another hose down here that's also connecting to this thing. So I don't know how easy it is gonna be able to get these hoses off, but hey, we're about to find out together. And my biggest thing is not getting them off. My biggest thing is trying to get them back on. And that bolt right here is in the most weird place. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. It really is. Okay, the bolt's off. Now to the next part. Trying to pull this off of here. Well, it looks like it should just lift up, so we're just going to try to lift this thing up. Okay, got one. So I don't know if that's giving resistance right there. So hopefully once we lift them up, so we're going to lift the front up first. I don't know, just kind of pull it off. Then the top one. Okay, I really better than I thought it was. Okay. And we're just going to cover up the throttle body. Don't want it to get in there at all. And all of that was because we got to get to these two connections up here. So now let me go get set up to get ready to put this power commander in now that we had to do that. Okay, y'all, we're going to try to do this. The power commander comes with two Velcros. So basically saying I'm going to stick these onto the back of here. And then they're saying to kind of sit it in this hole right here. Should be able to sit inside this hole right here of our bike. We're gonna see if I can get it in there. I think I'm gonna have to take those Velcros off from this switch. And then we gotta get these wires up to the engine. I'm gonna go ahead and hook this to my battery. That's right here. It's on the power command. It goes to the negative terminal. So it says a couple things we got to plug the fuel, but pump back up. And this, we want to make sure any of that's in the way. And then the stuff that we know where to get back to. We're going to try to keep it on the outside right here. Like this. So I'm main thing. Now I got the instructions with me so we can do this step by step. We got the ground, and next thing we're going to do is try to unplug the two wires that's right here. We have these two wires here. One here. One here. So we want to try to unplug both of these right here. And right here, if you look, there's like a chase. So we're going to want to use this chase to get those wires that we have to get to here and here. So these are two basically fuel injector wires we're going to unplug. And they're pretty simple. Just press the little release button at the bottom and they release right out. These two sets right here. You got one with yellow, you got one with orange. So the one with the orange is going to go on the left side. The yellow is going to go on the right side. And like I said, we're going to use this little wire to here to make sure these wires are out of the way when we do this part. That worked out pretty good too. It came right through the chase. Like I said, the one with the orange right here, these two, I can see there. This is gonna go to the left. So this is the old one right here. It's gonna plug right into it. This is gonna plug into here. See the old. Like that. And this right here, there was another one at the bottom. And plug it to one at the bottom. Camera too. I'm gonna try it. Let y'all see how to really work it. Boom, that plugs in right there. So orange goes to the left side, and on the right side will be the yellow. So that plugs right in there. You hear a click, and this right here plugs on the bottom part. Boom. So that takes care of this part of it. I'm gonna try to put these wires back down in there. And like I said, we're gonna leave this off, so I think we have to get more in detail as far as probably using that chase again to get the other parts of the work. Next part we gotta do is on this side of the bike. We also have we're gonna unplug the primary throttle position sensor with the stock gray connector. So down underneath here. So they are talking about this one right here. So we're gonna unplug this one. Okay, so I got it. So I actually had to take those wires through that wire chase too. And these are the ones that we're looking for, y'all. I'm sorry. We're looking for the gray ones with the gray leads on them. I apologize. So now we got the right one. Now this should work. This should work. This should plug in here, like so. This right here should plug into there. Boom, like so. Now let's see, you hear those clicks, y'all. Look at those clicks. So we got that part. Now, y'all, we actually going to the top of the engine. So, okay, I know y'all can see in here, y'all. We got these two connections next, at the top of the engine. And this right here is going to be for the engine coils for the top of the engine right here. So we're going to do next. Okay, for the ones for the top of the engine, we're actually going to use the colors green and blue on the harness. So on the harness, we're basically going to use these for the greens and the blues. You can see these greens and these blues to plug in here. Same thing, I'm going to route them through this harness, this little open down here for the harness. So like I said, we're using this chase basically, y'all, to route all the wires for this power commander into this thing. So the wires to the chase. So now we got that right there. Move this for a second. I'm trying to make sure I find the best routed place to route these wires through, y'all. That's it. I'm gonna move this for a second. We're gonna bring them up and up with this wire right here. Let them come over with this wire right here. And then how this works, green is gonna go to the left side. So here's the green wires right here. Then go to the left side. Click, green, green. And over here on this side, we're gonna do the red. I'm sorry, not red, y'all. Blue. Blue. Blue wires going to the left side. Blue wire in. Blue wire in right here. I just want to probably pull some of this cord back. So now we got that. Okay, y'all. We only should technically have just these wires left to connect. These wires right here are going to go to your crank position sensor on the right side of the back over here by the radiator cap. So let me get the camera over here. Well, first, we're going to do the same thing. Which I could idea kind of routing this wire. We're going to go ahead and get this wire and get it routed through here. Like the rest of them. So basically, y'all, when y'all basically first do this, you might as well route the whole thing through the harness. So you can save the trouble of doing what I'm doing, these one by one. Just go ahead and route the whole power commander through this little channel. So that all your cables already be out on this side of it. So let's get to the side of the bike. Now this cable right here should be in front of the engine somewhere. what we're looking for. I'm thinking it's behind here. Let me take this off real quick. I'm sorry, y'all. And as you can see, right here is the last part of this that we had to connect. So get our screwdriver and should be able to lift the tab and pull it up. Yep, lift the tab, pull up. Then there's a plug in here. Click. New one to plug in here. Just like that. I want to make sure I get some tie wraps. I want to try to tie wrap some of this cable in here. Just kind of keep some of it neat. Out of the way from engine parts and stuff. I don't want to be in the way of engine parts and things like that. So try to route some of these cables so they can kind of be out the way. The power command is installed. Like I said, once again, it's all these connections. We have connections up here, which those connections up there were for the ignition coil, starter body connections. The connection that we made at the very bottom right here on the right side was the crankshaft position. And we made a connection up there right there. So those are all the connections that we made. And per our instructions, that should be everything. I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back together, and I'll keep the video rolling while I'm putting all the stuff back together. And if you want to fast forward, you can fast forward. If you want to go to the end, you can go to the end of this video. But I want to go ahead and put everything back together and keep it rolling, so that way if I run into any difficulties putting it together, you kind of see what I did. Because I'm kind of wondering, these holes, this one will be easy to put back in. This one right here, I don't know. We're going to have to see about getting this hole back into this air box. But so I'm going to go ahead and put everything back together. Then I'll come back to you. And we'll go from there. So y'all, I apologize. Thought it was recording, I wasn't. So let me go back over something that I did. I thought I was recording, I wasn't. And I want y'all to get this. I'm putting this back on. Like I said, I took the cover off of this to make it easier for me to pull this piece. I don't have to worry about getting this thick piece and this cable out. I was able to get this hose back on first, but like I said, I thought I showed it. Maybe I thought I did, but in this case I didn't. I don't even know if you can see it now, but yeah, right there, that little bolt right there needs to come out a little bit to get that hose right there back in. So using a little bit, push the hose, tighten it back down. That one went in easy. Once I got that one in, I was able to stick my hand up and through here and basically touch the other hose, which you probably can't see because my hand is there. But I was able to get my hand up there and grab that hose, and it pushed back on into the center right here pretty easy. So that wasn't as bad. And like I said, with these, you want to push these down on here real good so that it's tight. Because it was tight just like that when I was trying to take it off. It was tight. So you want to push these little air pockets, just kind of push this air box back on so that these things right here can go back onto the top of the throttle body. So, and when you want to put on it, like right now, it's tight. I can't pull it back up again. With the air box, like I said, it seems like if you kind of tilt it at an angle, and get it up underneath these wires first, it kind of falls back in the flow a little better. Boom. I'm not tightening with the drill for anybody says, oh my God, he got a drill. I'm just gonna get them in here quick and tighten on my screwdriver. And one more thing before I do that. Remember that long bolt that was very hard to get in this side of the airbox? We want to put that back in. So basically, I don't even know if y'all can see it. Yeah, here. This one right here. So we want to get this back in there too. Okay, now we got that on. Next thing to do now, like I said, make sure we put that bolt back in the airbox before we start tightening this down and everything. So we got the bolt back in the side of the airbox. Now we're gonna tighten up the cover for the airbox. Like I said, everybody, I'm just gonna tighten this to hand tight. You know, I don't have a torque wrench. Somebody on YouTube, of course, won't come on and say, "Oh, you don't have a torque wrench," blah 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 blah. But we're just making it tight to the point where we're not stripping the bolts. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to make the screws tight so the bolts are not being stripped. We're going to get them in there tight on all ends. Alright, got that in. Of course, I'm going to plug that back in. Then at that point, let's go ahead and put the bolts back into the back into the ECU bracket right down here for the cabling. Like I said again, that was this is an 8mm for this right here. Try to put in with your hand first. You don't want these to drop. They're very small, so just cross the fingers. Okay. Got that one in. This one over here, it's gonna be a little tricky because it's a little tighter. Okay. Okay, I think I got that one in. Cool. I'll tighten both of these back down. Okay, got both of those back in. Now let's go ahead and put this little scrap right here on for the ECU cable. Alright, put the ECU back in here. You know, you hear click. You hear this again. Let me show you. Okay, yeah, good. A little light click. Set that back in there. So it goes with this rubber part to the right side going up. Now y'all, it's time for getting this tank back on here. So everything's good up until this point. Now it's time to install the fuel tank back onto here. So like I said, the key thing I'm gonna do is try to put these lines on first. And then once I get the tank seated back on here, try to go ahead and make this connection. And I'll move the camera down so y'all can kind of see how I made that connection once I kind of get the fuel tank back on there. I just want to make sure I'm getting these cables on as good as possible, y'all. Okay, everybody, we're going to try to go ahead and get, like I said, this part back in. I went ahead and put the 2 screws back into the top of the tank just for extra caution while I'm trying to put this on. I also want to put these on to kind of help with the gas. Trying to get this gas on here. But like I said, I got this on here. Yeah. We're going to try. Let me take this off. And basically, the thing is now trying to get this plug back into this. So. So right now it's back on. You want to push it and make sure it's all the way in there, so that's key. Now you have that back on there. So I hope y'all was able to see that. I know it's kind of hard. So now it's back in there. So like I said, check this out. So basically that's it. It's back in. And you can tell when it's already back in because that little red thing will not clamp back in until it's already pushed in good. Now all thing I have to do is plug back in. Cable right here. And that's it for the tank, y'all. Put the bolts back in. And now I just get the bolts back in. Put the bolts back in the top. Go back in the bottom. Put the ignition cover back on. And remember, yeah, these 2 grooves that need to pop in there. Short ones at the top, long ones at the bottom. I'm sorry. Yeah, short ones at the top, long ones at the sides. Unlike some people that don't do full videos, I don't like to cut these videos up too much because, like I said, at the end of the day, there's always some kind of stuff in here that's details, you know. If you don't see the struggle somebody went through and what they did to fix it, what's the point of you watching the video? It's for you to help you install the bike. It gives you a chance to see, okay, well, he struggled with that, he had an issue with that, this is what he did, this is how he got through it. I feel that helps everybody more than me just making it seem like I can put it on in 40 minutes. This whole project probably took me about 2 hours. One being the fact that the recording does make it longer. Me having to sit here and move the camera and stuff, so it makes it longer. But overall, this was a very easy install, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty easy. Well, I mean, I've seen people trying to take that tank off struggle online. And the tank is really simpler than you think if you just kind of follow those little steps that I showed you. Okay guys, so basically the install is done. Everything's back in. I've checked all my connections I was supposed to have back connected. Everything's connected back. I need to reconnect it back to the bike. So basically right now is trying to see if it cranks up. Tools that I used basically was, I used my Allen wrench that came with the bike, take all the cover pieces off, 10mm socket for the tank bolt, Phillips screwdriver to take out the screws and stuff in the ear boxes, and an 8mm socket when it came to taking out the bracket bolts on the ECM, the ECU, and on the air box and all that stuff. So basically all the tools I use. Oh yeah, and like I said, I don't know if I said a flathead screwdriver to take off the clips on some of the bikes. So everything's in, everything's installed. First thing, let's see, that bike turned back on. Bike does turn back on. I'm actually gonna go ahead and crank the bike up just to make sure the bike comes on. So I want the garage up because there's gonna probably be some fumes. And make sure I get this cord right here off of my two brothers. But like I said, the power commander is sitting right here. And there's a light. If you look down at the bottom, you don't get to see it yet. The green light is on, so that's telling me the power commander has power. So it is on. So let's crank it up, make sure it comes on. So the bike did come back on, y'all. So that's all I wanted to make sure is that it did come back on. It's late at night right now. It's probably about 11:45 p.m. in Atlanta, Georgia, where I'm at. So I don't want to disturb any of my neighbors or anything by really cranking up and doing anything. So just wanted to make sure it came on after putting everything back on. Tomorrow when I get out of church and get back here, I'll go ahead and crank it back up. Just check it, test it. Might just probably take it for a ride around the neighborhood just to make sure everything's kind of just working right with the bike. But as far as the install was easy. Just to give an update, was not a hard install. Taking the tank out, that's why I did this video. If y'all kind of fast forward in the video, I was saying back in the video, I was putting everything back together. The reason why I make these videos long and the reason why I do it the way I do it is because to show you the details. That way you can fast forward through a video if you want to, if you don't want to see certain parts of it, but at least you can see critical details, critical things that you got to take apart, because that's what I see a lot of videos are missing. Those critical key factors that you need when taking parts apart in this bike. Like I say, I've seen people take the tank off and struggle with it. The tank to me was easy. Once you take the bolts out, unplug I guess that's the fuel pump sensor, and unplug the actual fuel pump that pumps it up to the engine. And once you did, the tank lifts literally right up, and everything after that is piece of cake. So it literally was a really easy install. I saved a whole lot of money on this because I think the shop wanted almost like probably $120 to $160 just to install the power commander. So that's why I did it myself, and the air filter. So now, to answer anyone's question, technically this Power Commander 5 for our bikes comes with a map for the Two Brothers exhaust already on it that you can use. I'll be using that right now for the next couple of weeks just to see how the bike rides with just that map. I will take it to a dyno tune to get an actual dyno tune, which is going to cost me probably another $200 to $300 to get it tuned, for just to get a more of a custom tune for the air filter and everything, because it doesn't have anything for the air filter that's in there. So just to let people know, like I said, the Power Commander app to actually download the maps on it does not have it does not work with a Mac or Apple. You have to have a Windows computer, a laptop, in order to download the software and to download the maps and all that. So just give y'all a heads up on that. Besides that, like I said, I'm leave it right here. And tomorrow when I get home from church, I actually get a chance to take it out, take it for a ride, and actually see how it works and do I feel it different in the bike. And that's what my next video will come in after this. It will actually be just like I did an update with my Corbin seat. It's going to be an update on this power command and this air filter. Before the dyno tool, just to let y'all know, did it make a difference? The power commander cost me about $380. The air filter cost me about $100. So you're looking at about $480 it cost me for both of these parts. And I put it on myself, so I saved, like I said, another $200 for my install. So I'm gonna let y'all know, was it worth it? Was it worth me putting in the bike? And does it really make a difference in our throttle? I know they said the booster plug does, but how much more this does it make with the throttle? And first and second year, am I getting a better from a check and make sure I'm getting a bit of fuel mileage? Right now I'm getting probably about, I can fill up and get down to about a quarter of a tank, maybe in about 120 miles or so, something like that, according to how I'm riding the bike. So I'll be back with that video to update y'all and give y'all a very good detailed view in it, so y'all will actually know and make a better decision on whether or not y'all want to do it to y'all bike. But until then, any questions, any concerns, any comments, leave them in the bottom. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have people comment all kind of other crazy things, torque wrenches and all the other stuff. Like I say, y'all, I make these videos to help y'all out. And for the people that feel like they have a negative comment, the only thing I have to say to y'all is, hey, everybody has their opinion, but if you don't like the way I do it, then make a video of your own on how to do it better than me. And then I can watch and take the tips and pointers from you. You know, instead of trying to bring other people down, let's all try to encourage each other when it comes to things in life, and not always try to bring a person down or try to discredit somebody. Do it better to them. You can make a video just like me. I don't have anything fancy. I'm using a Note 8 Samsung cell phone to make these videos, and a MacBook to basically edit the videos and put them into a format so y'all can see them. So anybody else can do it too, make the video, whatever. So, but until then, thanks y'all for watching. Any questions, comments, leave them at the bottom. And I appreciate you for watching the video.